Hey folks, it's Carrie from Pretty Neat. I'm coming at you from a pretty different location. I'm actually in one of my bathrooms. This is the bathroom where I get ready in the morning, I do my hair and makeup, and I have this big mirror and vanity, and it's really convenient for that. I really need to clean out my makeup and my jewelry and maybe some hair care products as well. So I thought I would give you a peek into that whole process as I go through it, decluttering and then reorganizing my space. So stay tuned for that. So I thought I would start by showing you what things look like before I make any changes here. And so first of all, I have George Michael on the wall and I have Duran Duran behind me because this is kind of my 80s themed room. But here on the counter, I have this basket that holds all of my hair care stuff, hairspray, dry shampoo, that type of thing. I have tissues, I have a little clock, and then this is really where things get out of hand. I have all my makeup brushes in this gold caddy, which works pretty well as far as keeping things separated, but it definitely needs to be weeded out. This is just not working for me. These are lip products, lipsticks, lip gloss, all of that. I just have way too many. I know a bunch of these are expired and I need to just weed them out. I do have a plan of attack for that. And then I have some eyeshadow palettes back here. And then on the wall, I have longer necklaces. Honestly, I don't love having stuff out and visible. It just looks cluttered and messy to me. So I may come up with another solution for these necklaces. I'm not sure. And that's pretty much it. I then, in the vanity drawers, I do have these really small skinny drawers on the sides. This is where I keep more makeup. I have probably a lot for the average person. I don't know. You guys can be the judge of that. And then on this side, this is where I keep jewelry. So I have a couple of ice cube trays with all my earrings, rings. These really need to be cleaned out. I have some bracelets and stuff in the back that I can't really get to. And then down here, there's a ton of space in this vanity. I have, again, more makeup in here, along with things like just overflow items, some hair tools and things, bobby pins, extra headbands, that type of thing. I need to look through that. And then in this bin here is, again, just some additional hair products, some skincare, and then a few cleaning things. So all of this needs to be just gone through. Stuff needs to be weeded out. I have not done that in a long time. And yeah, I'm excited to get started. Okay, so here's the method to my madness. This is what I often advise with my clients with a job like this, is to take everything out, lay it out, and then you can, first of all, see what you have, but it will also be a little shocking to see what you have, and you will probably be kind of stunned at the amount of stuff. So what I've done here is I've taken all of my cosmetics out of the drawer, out of the vanity, the spot underneath where I was storing some extra things, and I've laid them out and I've categorized them. So like right here, this is all lip products. I've barely worn any lip products for the last year because of the pandemic. And there's definitely old things here. There are duplicate shades. So I'm gonna go through these and definitely weed a lot out. And then back here, I have all eyeshadow palettes and some here as well. Some really old things that just need to go. This is all mascaras and eyeliners, brow products, that type of thing. Again, you may not have this stuff. I love makeup, and so I have a lot of it. This is all concealers. Again, some of these are not good colors for me. Some are just old and need to go. And then here are all foundations. Again, the colors are off, or I don't like the formula, but I just haven't parted with them. And then this pile here is all powder, face powder products. So blush, highlight, powder, bronzer. This is where I'm at. I'm gonna start combing through these and make some decisions about what can go. Okay, I'm making some progress here and I wanna show you my thought process. I thought that might be helpful. So this stuff is all staying. As far as foundations, I mean, this is like my favorite foundation, and of course it's discontinued. So when I heard it was going out, I bought a couple extras. So I'm basically just keeping that favorite one, and this is something new that I have been using. And then this is actually a mixer, which allows me to make this one a little bit darker in the summertime. And then I did pare down concealers. This powder is almost gone, and this is to replace it. I do have a lot of blush that is all kind of the same color, but you know what? I'm hanging on to these. These are actually all pretty new. This is a powder foundation that I do use occasionally. And then so far, this is my stuff that I'm getting rid of. A lot of these are just bad color matches, certainly with the concealers. They never really worked great for me, but I held on to them, either too light or too dark. These other foundations, they're just formulas that don't work well for my skin tone. This is actually beautiful. It's a liquid highlighter, and I think I've used it twice, and it's just not a formula that I'm gonna use. This I used to death. It's almost like completely gone. I don't know, I just need to get rid of it. And this is super old. This is, again, way too dark for my skin tone. I've decided with makeup, I don't wanna hang on to things that are hard to use. And with a super dark pigmented blush, I mean, I can make it work if I use a really light hand, but I don't wanna have to be that careful. So it's gonna go. This doesn't have hardly any color at all, and it needs to just go. This I actually have had for quite a while, and I'm kind of over it. These are all eyeshadows. These two are a good example of buying things because they are a good deal. These Wet n Wild palettes, I think they've changed their packaging on these, but they were literally like $5 each. And I was like, well, gee, I can't pass that up. But then I find that with each of these, there's very few colors that I'm really using on a regular basis. And again, do I want to keep this palette? Like these, the shimmer shades, I almost never use. I only use a couple of the mattes. It's not worth it. This, again, I was taken in by the colors, and then I just don't wear these colors, so it's gonna go. This is actually a very loved palette from The Balm. I might even consider buying this again. It's so good. It's kind of a greatest hits. If you're not familiar with The Balm, they have some awesome products. And this has a bronzer, 3 shades of blush, and then the row across the top are all eyeshadows. But this whole color scheme just worked great for me. And even though it looks like there's a lot of product left, I did use a ton of this. And it's just really old, and I haven't been reaching for it, so it's gonna go. One thing that I decided to do, which I try to avoid, but you know what? I'm doing it. I created a maybe pile, and these few things, I'm trying to keep it limited, but they're basically things that I think I might use that might be good for me. Like, for example, this is a darker foundation. I can't remember how I feel about the formula, but it might be good to mix in as a foundation in the summer when I have some fake tanner on. And this is relatively new to my collection. Again, I want to test out the formula. I don't think I liked how it worked on my skin, but I'm going to check it out. And this concealer is kind of a classic, but I do have ones that work really well for me, and so I'm just not sure. So I want to give that another shot. Same with eyeliners. I mean, I think that I should probably just get rid of these, but it's hard for me to not have any eyeliner. I think that there's going to be some special occasion where I'm going to want a smoky eye. This also is like an eyeshadow crayon, and it hasn't worn the best on me, but I want to give it one more shot and see. This is a little powder that I want to just test out and see if I like it. I haven't used it in a long time. And this too is an eyeshadow that I think it just isn't pigmented enough to show up on me, but I'm gonna try it out again. Now over here, I was trying to decide between these larger palettes. This one I got this past winter. It was like a holiday release, and it is awesome. It just has so many fun colors in it, and I do use it, and I think even though it's kind of richer tones, I think I'll be able to get some use out of it in the summertime. And this is just real basic mattes. So I've been trying to decide about this palette. This was actually gifted to me by my mom. She bought it for herself and then decided she wasn't going to use it. So it is kind of bulky, the packaging, and I was going back and forth because it's such basics. I thought, well, of course I'll get use out of that. But what I decided to do was take a look at the spread of colors here and see if I have them duplicated elsewhere. So I know I want to keep this palette and this one. And what I'm finding is that there isn't really anything unique in here except for maybe this one taupey shimmer shade that I do kind of like, and I don't have it elsewhere. But do I want to hang on to this whole palette just for that one shade? And the answer is no. So this is going to go in the to-go pile. These are keepers. This e.l.f. Chipotle eyeshadow palette is just so fun. It's like colors of Mexican food. It's awesome. And then this little palette I do use. And then these are all keepers. Some of these are current in use mascaras. This is one that I just got as a backup because one of these is running out. I have a backup brow pencil. This is the best eyeshadow primer ever, and this one is kind of on its way out, so I do have a backup of that. So that's just waiting to be brought in. And then the next thing is I'm going to tackle my lip products. So I'm pretty proud of my progress here. I am getting rid of all of these, and what I'm keeping is right in here. I have some lip liners and a much pared down collection. I think this is much more reasonable. Again, just to kind of walk you through, these are colors. These are all colors that just never really worked for me. I think with a lot of things like makeup and clothes and stuff, it's like just accepting that some things don't serve us. And like, I thought this was really cool color, and every time I put it on, I look terrible, and I just gotta let it go. This I like, but it's old and it smells a little off. I would definitely give your lip products a smell and see if they smell weird, because they do not have a super long shelf life. This too is also really old. This, I have something very similar, and I like the other one better. Same with this, I have something similar, and this is kind of the second choice. These are, for the most part, really old, and again, this one seemed like it was not good anymore. This color is not great on me, and these are also just not getting used, not reaching for those. So this feels much better to me, and I think I'm gonna start putting things back now. Well, I'm finally done. This project took me about 3 times as long as I thought it would. So that's a good lesson if you're going to be taking on a decluttering project. Plan for it to take longer than expected. I'm really proud though of the progress that I made. I think I've probably decluttered about half of my makeup collection, so I'm going to show you. So this is everything I'm getting rid of, which is a lot of stuff. This is, for most people, my decluttering is probably bigger than their makeup collection. But yeah, this is stuff that either is old, never really worked for me, and I just hung on to it, or I've just kind of outgrown it. I don't like the colors, I don't reach for it anymore, and so I feel really good about getting rid of all of this stuff. I did decide to get rid of an eyeliner too after I talked myself into it. So what I'm keeping over here, I have a couple things out. This is my kind of backup item. So these are things that I actually use, and these are the extras because I'm almost out of some of these. So this is actually going to be stored underneath the vanity. So I'm going to set it over here. And then this is the stuff that's the maybe pile. These were things that I wasn't sure about. I wanted to give them another chance. So I was actually decluttering this little bin, and I'm going to keep it out for now. And I'm going to keep it on the counter. I don't really like having a ton of stuff out, but this I think will prompt me to actually use these if I have them sitting out. If I put them away in the drawer, I know myself, I'm just gonna not reach for them in the way that I haven't been reaching for them, and I do want to give them another shot in the next few weeks and make a decision either to keep or toss. So these are sitting out. My palettes are down to these 3, which is nice. I didn't really go through my tools. I have my brushes. They are pretty pared down. I think that will be a project for another day. But in here is where I'm storing the taller things, mascaras, lip liners, brow stuff. I have this, this foundation I'm gonna have sitting out here, I think, and then concealer products. And then the drawer is looking so good. I have everything divided up. I had so many lip products, and this is all of them now. And these are even not that many. They just have to kind of sit. My drawers are not very tall, so I can't have a lot of tall things standing up in here. But yeah, this is really pared down. I think that's gonna make my life a lot easier. My powder stuff, I just have that one small palette. This one is something that I tend to wear more in the fall, so I'm gonna keep it in the drawer for now. And yeah, and then all of this stuff is just easily within reach. Blushes, a few little hair tools and stuff that I do use, powder foundation. That's it. I have pared this down quite a bit, and I'm getting rid of this whole pile of stuff. I hope that this was helpful, showing you a little bit of the behind the scenes of decluttering my makeup collection. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will talk to you soon.